What's going on? Welcome to VT Sports. I'm Danny Cannell alongside my guy Chris Mano. We got a fun show lined up for you today. The NBA playoffs in full swing, conference semifinals. Do a little breakdown. We've already got a couple games under wraps. We'll do a little preview of that. What we've seen so far, we've got Fernando Mendoza making his debut in a Raiders uniform. What kind of grade did he get for the minicamp weekend? We have a little UFC action. We've got last time we did a kids out of control one time on the show. Now we've got parents out of control in youth sports. Plus the cost that has been out there. There was an article written about the cost to access youth sports. It is off the charts. Plus we have to do a little Diana Rossini update in here at some point. And Shiloh Sanders, Shador's brother, has shaken some feathers up there in Cleveland, calling out a reporter. Is he in the right or is he in the wrong? A lot of stuff we got to get to. We're also going to break some cards here and see if we can pull anything. We've been over. I think we've been on one of the coldest streaks in the history of card breaking, but it's going to change today.
I love that. I love it. We're opening the packs to do it. Like
Yeah.
if we hit like a case hit from one of these babies, it's something we're going to be talking about for a bit.
No doubt.
Yeah.
We're going to do that for sure. Are you aware last night was the Met Gala?
I was aware. You know, I was made aware.
Yeah, I want to hear
There
this.
is like this ridiculous clip of apparently Sam Smith going around.
Oh,
and
yeah.
He's in like a black dress and heels, and he's got like these devil horns.
Yeah.
And he looks eerily like an out of shape Travis Kelce.
I saw the same tweet.
And I was like-
somebody said,
I was
yo,
like-
Trav, you
I
here
said-
at the Met? Yeah,
I
it was
saw a
great.
kid named Gary Dieter who used to play with him. Like, I can't believe this guy runs routes on Sunday. And I'm going, what happened to
It
Trav?
really did kind
And
of
then I
look
zoomed
like
in, I was
him.
like, okay, that's not Trav.
It really did kind of look like him, though.
Can we talk about, what
and
about
it's
the
one
downfall
angle.
of this guy, man? This guy was great at one point.
I don't know. I mean, he's just, when you make a lot of money, you tend to eat pretty well. And I think that's probably been one of the issues.
And that rots your brain, too?
And then, I don't know if there actually is a sold your soul to the devil, but I mean, I did see one of his performances at one of the Grammys or
Lots
something.
of red in there.
A lot of red in there.
Yeah.
Now he's going black. So the reason I learned about the Met Gala is last night I was watching the Knicks game in the NBA playoffs. My daughter is a big celebrity culture type person. So I was like, anytime I watch Knicks games, usually celebrities lined
everywhere.
up. So I said, Cam, come here. I said, come watch the Knicks game with me. Wait till you see all these celebrities. She's like, they're not there. And I was like, why not? She goes, they're all at the Met Gala. They're not going to be there. And I was like, well, what about Jimmy Fallon's there? And I saw Spike Lee was there. And she's like, they're not big time enough.
You know what it was? I think last night people felt like, and this is a Knicks fan saying it, is like the benchmark between a true Knicks fan and like a hokey Knicks fan.
Right.
Ben Stiller, Met Gala.
Yeah.
Timothy Chalamet, courtside.
And he
with
said,
his chick at Met Gala.
Yeah, he said, see ya. You can go by yourself.
Love
I'm
that.
going, me too.
True fan.
Absolutely. I'm a big Chalamet fan now.
Can you tell me what the frig is the Met Gala celebrate? What does it even celebrate? Like,
So
I think it's the craziest costumes.
I've tried to figure this out because, it is basically a costume ball that I don't even know once they do. Like, all you know it for is the red carpet. I don't know what happens behind the doors when they go in there. Like, is there a band performing? Is it just a mingling? Is there a presentation? I have no idea what they do at the Met Gala. I just know it's a super big deal. Also,
go ahead.
You know who I did see? Russell Wilson was there.
At the Met Gala?
I believe he was there with Ciara.
That makes sense.
And he likes, and I think he lives in New
Dressed
York.
out?
He was pretty dressed up, but he also, there's one thing, I actually played golf in a group with him a few weeks ago.
Okay.
He also had an at bat at the Savannah.
I saw that.
Did you notice anything about him?
You think he's a little plump?
A little plump. Speaking of eating a lot, he was looking a little bit thick in the Savannah Bananas uniform. And then last night again, and maybe it's just, yellow pinstripes aren't the most flattering, I guess.
Look at him.
But he's looking a little thick, right? I kind of thought he looked a little bigger when I saw him at this golf event. But I'm almost saying maybe he's a step out the door onto retirement.
There's been a rumor recently that the Jets were looking at him as their number 2, and then I heard he's really close, like really deep talks about TV.
Yeah, he is definitely deep talks in TV.
And I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to cut Russ a little slack, and I'm going to tell you why.
Yeah.
Because I have a 5-month-old baby at home, as you can tell from the scratches on my face. And for the first time in my life, I'm going to tell you something, Danny. I wasn't a great football player. I was okay. And I always prided myself on being the most fit, the strongest, be able to run forever. I was pretty fast. My wife said something to me this week that just scarred my soul.
Oh.
She said, babe, how do I look in this shirt versus this shirt? And she said to me, you got a little bit of a pooch there.
Ooh.
So for the first time in my life, and I love her for being
here.
honest. I love her for her honesty. But I got to cut Russ some slack, man. He's like 4 kids deep now.
Oh, yeah.
He's got a lot more money than me.
No doubt.
And so I don't know. It's probably
Some guys really fluctuate. I mean, Ben Roethlisberger, remember his weight during the season he'd balloon up and then he'd come into camp and he'd lose 30 pounds.
Yeah.
Some guys just fluctuate. Maybe that's what Russ is. Maybe it's the off season. This is kind of normal for him. And, if he needs to get in shape, he can knock it off in 2 weeks.
That's the scary part to me because locked in Russ he never checked out. Not in the offseason. He would put those videos up. He was what was his name? Mr. Oh no, it was something crazy. If you guys know Mr. Unlimited. That's right. He was Mr. Unlimited. I think he was the first guy I ever saw with like turf in his backyard. So I was like, this guy's never off.
Yeah. So, he trains year round.
Yeah.
Maybe this is the first time. Maybe that is right. Maybe we're starting to see.
I got to be honest. I hate the way his career ended, by the way.
Yeah.
I liked his first 8 years. I liked the story. I don't know. And
you want to talk about just nobody likes him.
Yeah, it sucks.
Like in the NFL, like his his former teammates, which is kind of crazy.
So you got to think about what former teammates. His Legion of Boom teammates don't like him, and I think that's because he's the reason they didn't get paid and the team broke up, right? So I don't know what they felt about him like personally. I'm going to tell you.
I don't know. They don't come to his defense. Like usually if I was teammates with anybody, I don't care what happened contractually. I'd want those guys to be like, no, he's my guy. Well, I've never heard somebody say great things about Russ.
I've heard Bobby Wags likes him a lot. Okay. And what I would say is this. I did my combine training with Russ at IMG, 12 weeks, and he brought me in. I ran his pro day for him, and we got pretty cool. At the time, he was like one of those dudes that you rooted for. Yeah. You knew in 2 days, like, oh, that kid is special. There's something different about him. I don't know. You probably know better than me. Like, how many guys do you know from the beginning of their career till 10 years later where they like infinitely different? Like, I haven't spoken to him in many years now.
Right.
But like, that was a great human being.
I still think I just saw him speaking at like a youth conference. Yeah. Like he's very, wears his faith on his sleeve.
His days off, he still goes to the children's hospital every Monday.
I just, for whatever reason, I think and I do not have any insight on this. Some players in the NFL think he's a fraud.
Okay.
Like that he's not that nice guy, but he plays it, which I don't know. I'll take him for what it's worth. I mean, he's kind of stayed out of trouble. He's never done anything wrong. He still does a lot of, right? So I'll take him for that. And sometimes that rubs people the wrong way because they don't get the attention that you do, or they don't get the big contract that you do, or the reputation that you do. Because Russ has a pretty pristine reputation. But for whatever reason, I don't know, some of his teammates just have not raved about him.
I know. I think a lot of his teammates also think that they threw that slant that Malcolm Butler picked because they were trying to get him some shine rather than give Marshawn the ball. There's a lot to that, man. Yeah. There's a lot to that Seattle.
There is a lot to that. All right, so I mentioned I was watching the NBA playoffs last night. I was checking out the Knicks, who had a very, very impressive win over the Sixers after, the last time we saw them out there, they're blowing out Atlanta, and they just have looked like a team, and I don't ever want to say destined for the New York Knicks because we know what happens sometimes with the Knicks, but they look like they have the best chance that they've had in how long?
Well, they haven't been to the finals since '99,
right?
So we'll say that.
So the best chance, at least since then, to get there and potentially knock off one of these teams from the West. They're the highest favorite in the Eastern Conference.
Yes, they are. Yeah. So what happened was they went down 2-1 to Atlanta, and something happened where I think for the first time something changed because for the last 4, they are plus 135. It's the most an NBA playoff team has ever been over 4 games in victory over their opponents. So over the last 4 games, they are plus 135. They won the first one by 39. Jalen Brunson played out of his mind. You know what it is, man? They look like a team. They went through spurts during the year where they kind of looked like they were disconnected. And since that game 3 in Atlanta, they have looked connected. And they looked like they made a conscious effort to get Karl Anthony Towns involved. And he's playing like an all-NBA guy, which I think a lot of people, that was a question that they had. I mean, look, they were all over, man. The defense was on a string last night. They won by 39. They do look good, man, but you know the drill. It's the NBA players. They're one injury or something away from, one Jalen Brunson ankle or one something away. OG Anunoby, who's playing out of his mind, by the way, from coming back to earth. The rest of the conference, I think coming into this year, the Knicks felt like this was their opportunity. We saw Tatum down for most of the year.
Yeah.
Now Boston's gone. We saw Tyrese Halliburton go down with an Achilles.
Yeah.
So that eliminated Indiana from the equation. Now, I mean, look, if a healthy Sixers team is dangerous, Because Embiid is cold, but he's like moving like a plotting old man.
Yeah.
He cries about everything. He's always on the floor.
He was grabbing himself last night. Said he had that issue with his chest.
He's incredible. Well, he had an appendectomy.
Right.
Like,
he said he got hit right there, right?
Well, he called out Mikal Bridges, like notoriously good guy for like a dirty play, when I can go probably pull up a compilation of Joel Embiid dirty plays. And then he's crying about Jalen Brunson going to the line when he shot more free throws than Jalen Brunson in the game. And he's like the ultimate flopper. So,
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, you could tell I'm a Knicks fan, but I'm trying to not
I'm with you not. I've never been a huge Embiid guy.
Yeah, I mean.
I think he's untapped potential. I don't think he's ever reached his full potential.
Well, I think his body limited him from reaching his potential. But, like, the rest of the stuff, like, just don't be a douche. Like, you know, it's
that's kind of what I think he is, kind of douche.
And hypocrisy to me is the worst. Like, it'd be like, I don't know. It would be like, who can I even say? Like Vontaze Burfict calling a guy out for being like a dirty player. Like, what are you doing, bro? Like, I'm trying to think.
One of the dirtiest players of all time.
Right. It's like, I'm trying to think. Yeah. Rodman for calling a guy out for being like erratic. You can't be doing that, Embiid. So, yeah. So they look great through one. Obviously, it is just one.
Yep.
The goal of Philly is to come into the Garden and just take one. So if they take game 2,
absolutely,
all bets are off. Yeah.
Absolutely. What do they say? The series doesn't start until you lose one at home?
Absolutely. That's what they say.
I mean, so you're kind of on par there. Now, that is the case for the Spurs game in the late game last night, because the Spurs did lose at home. That was a pretty surprising victory for the T-Wolves. Go in there in those. I don't know what they do with the stupid. Most of the stands, like, I don't mind, like, if you want to do stripe out, but like whatever color.
You're not into it, huh?
Nah, it looks stupid.
Okay.
It looks corny. I know Charles Barkley always rips on San Antonio. That doesn't do them any favors. That kind of plays right into it being one of the ugliest cities around. So it's ugly colors and some random scheme. I just don't like it.
Well, to clarify, Charles Barkley rips on the women of San Antonio.
True. And I am not doing that. I mean, what are these colors, dude? Black and silver. Like, where do these come from? They used to be a little patch on the uniform back in the 80s. Is that
well,
where
you look at the side of their pants. The shorts look like they kind of have that. But, no, I hear you. I hear you. You know what it is, man? It's a young, exciting team, and I think they're trying to play to that.
Yeah.
Like the old Spurs were like by the book, Popovich, Tim Duncan, who was pretty boring but awesome.
Right.
And David Robinson, who was a Navy SEAL. So it's like you can't really branch away too far. This might be a way for them to kind of get that younger crowd involved. But, yeah, let's talk about the game. So I think the most interesting thing about the game, I think most of us thought, and I think I still think, the Spurs are one of probably 2 teams to beat in the West. And I thought it got even harder when Anthony Edwards went down a week ago with what looked like it could have been an ACL at the time.
Right.
But it wound up being just a deep bone bruise. And I don't know how this dude, he came off the bench, he played 25 minutes, he got 18 points, he shot about 60% from the floor. And, man, what a gutsy, in a time where we kill NBA players, especially young ones, for not pushing through and not showing real guts and love for the game. Anthony Edwards battles back, plays in game 1 a week from what looked like an ACL, and he was a huge shot in the arm for the team.
Thank you for mentioning that, because we give players a hard time all the time for rest, for only playing 65 games a year. But you know who I'm going to compare Anthony Edwards to, mindset-wise?
Tell me.
I don't compare him to LeBron, right?
Okay.
I compare him to Kobe. I compare him to MJ. I think he's got that dog in him. Like, that's the style of player is, which in today's era is more of a throwback. Like, he's got a throwback mentality that doesn't care if I'm beat up. I want to go out there. I want to take on the best. I want to go at you. I want to cut your throat out, rip it from your chest. Yeah. Like, he's got that dog in him. And I love seeing the fact that he's out there playing injured. He just wants a chance to keep playing.
Yeah, I think of all the young guys in the NBA, he would be a phenomenal next face of the league.
Yes.
Because of that. He's a little cocky. He's a little brash.
Which I like.
He's super confident. You see him he told Barack Obama, like, I'll bust any one of these guys' asses on the Olympic team, like right in front of everybody. He really is a throwback to one of those 80s, 90s guys who, and you have to be that, this from playing at the highest level. You have to go into every single battle believing you're the best, believing you cannot be beaten and you will not be beaten. And that's what Anthony Edwards has. And I personally love it. Here, we got the clip. Malik, you guys are magic in the back.
This is great.
He can hoop a little bit, huh? Just a little bit, huh?
Y'all better stand down. I'm the truth.
He's the truth. He said he's the truth. Yeah.
B-boy, no.
That's the president of the United States.
Right?
Listen, are y'all talking to this young man? Because he just keeps on Right now, he just said he's the truth and all that. And
The truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the
that's
truth.
what he
that's
said.
You asked him, you tell him the whole context of the situation, though. You asked him what he think about this young man, and he said, I'm okay. I said, I'm the truth. He's tripping. That's what happened.
Oh, he's so likable. And you know what?
That's amazing.
Do you
That's
remember
so
the
good.
first time I got to see the personality of Anthony Edwards? You can remember it.
In the
quick.
movie.
It was awesome.
Yes.
Was he good in that Sandler movie?
He was phenomenal
Yeah.
in that. He was
Yeah.
absolutely phenomenal. Really leaned into the villain.
Oh, yeah.
Smack talk and roll,
Yeah.
but you could tell it came very, very naturally to him to do that.
He's always good for like a post game presser clip. Like, let's be real. He's a handsome kid, nice big smile. They asked him a week ago, or 2 weeks ago, you came in as like the number something like best something basketball player. And he's like, can you define that? And they said you're like one of the handsomest. And he's like, oh, my old lady would hate that. And it's like right off the cuff, like super funny, very like personable. And you said it, man, he's a stone cold killer in between the lines. So shout out to him and the Wolves. That's a big one, man.
That is huge.
That's Wemby, Malik mentioned it earlier. And he made a great point. Wemby had a triple-double last night, and it was a very, very rare triple-double because he had 12 blocks, the most blocks by somebody in a playoff game ever. That was his third double-digit, so his triple-double. But he shot under 30, and he lost on his home floor to a double-digit underdog. So what do you think about that?
I'm looking at the odds here.
Okay.
The Spurs are still the favorite to win the series.
Mm-hmm.
They're the second favorite in the Western Conference. But boy, the next one you cannot lose the next one. I think it definitely so if you come in, you're the favorite, you're supposed to take care of business, you lose that first one, all of a sudden we'll see how the Spurs do with, I don't want to say backs against the wall because they're nowhere close to that.
Right.
But you are in kind of a you cannot afford to lose this next game. I'll be curious to see how they respond. And then you've got the Timberwolves on the other hand, all of a sudden they're playing with house money.
Yeah, for sure.
If you get, because that's one thing I like about Ant. If you have that mindset, it permeates the locker room.
Oh, for sure.
And he's in there probably chirping to his own teammates. We got him right where we want him. We can take this team down. Like we just beat them in their backyard. Why can't we beat them 3 more games?
And Ant is the star, but that roster's loaded too. Jaden McDaniels went off for 32 in a closeout game in round 1. He's a young star. Julius Randle's a multiple-time All-NBA guy who can go off and get you 30 anytime you want. And you forget you got 4-time Defensive Player of the Year on the other side, Rudy Gobert. So it was a cool sequence to start the game. Like the tip happened, they went down one end, Wemby, block. They bring it down the other end, Gobert, block. So you're seeing these 2 7'3", 7'4" freaks, like up at the top of the backboard, blocking shots. So it should be a fun series.
It will be.
It should be a fun series. And yeah, go ahead.
I was just going to start looking ahead to the other series that haven't started yet.
Okay, I'm excited about them.
Are you?
Oh,
so you think the Lakers are going to put up a fight versus OKC?
Well, I think
they're a 15.5-point underdog in game 1.
Well, the problem is that they're coming in with like a battered roster. You know what I mean? Austin Reeves came back. Austin Reeves is sneaky good. He's like one of those players, and it's a funny clip too that they asked LeBron and Austin Reeves like 2 weeks ago, like, Austin, why weren't, because I think he was either a second-round pick or undrafted, and he had a monster year this year. And they asked him, like, why do you think you weren't drafted in the first round? And LeBron almost cuts him off, and he's like, you know exactly why he wasn't drafted in the first round. And they play on it. It's pretty funny. But yeah, so Austin Reeves is coming back. He'll kind of round back into form, and then they're saying now they're expecting Luka in perhaps game 3, and that changes everything.
Yes.
So I think, again, if LeBron can go off and get one, I think this is probably the most must-see series. I mean, so full of star power.
Right.
LeBron on one side, Luka on one side, and then on the other side, SGA, Chet. You got Jalen Williams. You got Caruso and Hartenstein on the bench.
Yeah.
Good players all over this series.
This will be really fun. I can't wait to see it. I can't wait to see if LeBron, because he's been up and down, but when he gets his game going, and if he can just, if you can get one of these two,
that's it.
Like you're saying, and you get Luka back, all of a sudden that completely changes the
Absolutely.
dynamic of that series.
Absolutely, 100%.
But if they don't get Luka back, I'm saying it's not fun at all.
I think that's fair to say.
Right.
I think that's
right.
fair. I think it's the difference between it being like a 4 or 5 game series and a 6 or 7 game series. Probably Luka. But you know what else too? And you can probably attest to this from your time in sports. Bringing back such a huge piece like Luka and such a ball dominant piece like Luka, integrating him back because the Lakers. They have played their worst basketball with the 3 of them on the floor this year, I guess, statistically and record-wise. So what do you think about that? So they're kind of falling back on LeBron to be that guy, that point guard, that leader out there. What is bringing Luka and Reeves back and just kind of dropping them in there? Is it easy to integrate them back? What is that like?
I think it's one of the more unique aspects to the game that you see, is specifically in basketball. because there's only one ball to go around.
Totally.
You know, and you kind of got to keep guys happy and you got to get them in the flow, in a rhythm. I think that's one of the more beautiful things about the game. Like when you can keep everybody involved. I mean, we're talking about the Spurs, like the way that Pop used to run it. Those guys were so unselfish.
KD and the Warriors.
Right. Another one where they
amazing.
had all this star power, but it just kind of worked.
Yeah.
So I think it gets a little bit herky-jerky and I think that's probably LeBron effect because he's so good and he can play 5 positions and he can do so many different things and he's done it for them a lot this season.
Yeah.
Like, how do you kind of get back in? You don't want to step on his toes. Even if you're Luka, who's a star in this league, you're probably deferring to LeBron when sometimes if you don't, you might be better off.
Well, you know what I think? I think LeBron is one of the few savants in basketball.
He really
that
is.
If he decided to say, I'm going to fall back, I'm going to be the point guard for the next 2 series. I'm just going to handle the ball, distribute. I'll get my 12, 15 a game, but I'm going to go off for 12 assists. I think he's one of maybe like 2 or 3 players all time who have the ability to do that. And if he could kind of, I don't want to say check his ego because he's one of the greatest players to ever walk the planet, but like I think a 5th ring would be a huge thing for his legacy. And I think if he kind of says like, if that's what it takes for me to let Luka be Luka, let Luka go off for 40 a game because Luka was filling it up this year. Let Luka go off and get 43 times. I'll get my 15 dimes and my 15 points, and we're going to win.
I want to say, didn't he do that with the Heat with Dwayne Wade? He said, these are the keys. Like he said, the keys are yours or something like and it might not even been hit, but like from a leadership standpoint, from a show, he kind of made a big deal out of Dwayne Wade because it was Dwayne Wade's franchise. And even when they had the big 3 that came there that signed, I want to say LeBron, I recall him saying like, D-Wade, this is your team. Here are the keys. You know, it's not mine, it's yours.
Okay.
And kind of deferred to him, kind of like you're talking about. Now, still, at that time, prime of his career, was able to take over games.
Right.
Where this one, I know he still has a ton of talent. He still moves like anything we've seen. But I do feel like if he did take that back seat, if Luka's 100% healthy, that's probably the best way to go.
Yeah, I think that's probably the move, too. It's just the wear and tear at 41. You know what I mean? As big a freak as LeBron is, and I'll be honest, I've heard like crazy predictions. Like some people say he could play 5 games. I don't know if it's legit or not. I saw Mike Breen, a quote from Mike Breen say he could play 8, 9 more years, which is absolutely outrageous. His numbers still are out of this world. His body's still like he's a freak of nature, sure.
Right.
And I think if he's one of those guys we've talked about before, like he never slows down.
Right.
So it's like as much as it wears and the tread is probably low, it's a lot easier to maintain that high level. You don't just wake up one morning and you're not that anymore. You know what I mean? So even it'll slowly, diminish. He's still capable right now of going and getting you 35, 15, and 11, any night. So, but I think for the best play for this team long term, let a healthy Luka come on back and let LeBron just be that puppet master behind the scenes, just make everything work because he's one of the guys who are capable of doing that.
Yep, no doubt about that. If you like the Lakers to pull off the upset, plus 1,400, you could get value on them. The other one, a little bit closer, Detroit, Cleveland. That series kicks off tonight as well. Detroit, minus 120 to win that series. Small favorite there. Do you have a pick in this one? Could be fun.
Well, I hate to say it like this, but I've gotten to the point where I think any James Harden team in the playoffs is at a disadvantage.
Yeah.
And that's because I hate to say it like this. I think James Harden is ready to go on vacation every year. I think he has no qualms about if we make a long run, cool, it'd be great. But at this point, it's like, I think he's ready. I think he's ready now. I've put my 7 months in. I just never one time got the feeling that James Harden, that this is, and I could be totally wrong. I don't know him at all. And his numbers are out of this world. He's going to be a first.
Not on defense.
I know.
I think, and that's where I think you're talking about. I think defense is about effort. And about want to, and about how much you care. And I don't think he ever has cared that much about that side of the ball. Which
you know what? I think about a guy like a Brunson too, and I think some guys just aren't. I think defense is about effort and athleticism.
Yeah,
I don't see James Harden as like a world class. He's a world class athlete because he's a great basketball player. I don't know that he has the lateral ability to stay in front of guys. Well, that's what I'm saying, right? Like I don't know that he right. But he go off and get you 45 any night.
Right.
But, I've come to the point where now look, Donovan Mitchell, since the day he stepped into this league in Utah, has been a big time playoff player. But I don't know, man. Cade and Detroit start to finish this year. They've paced the East. They took their lumps last year. They lost to the Knicks. They had a couple of big injuries last year. You know what? I think in this sport, as much as any, maybe the NFL, but I think you have to, as a young team, get your ass kicked once or twice.
Yeah.
And those guys did that last year. They're going to come back, and that team, those guys on the left, are built to be physical and make the offensive players on the right uncomfortable.
Yep.
And I think if they can do that, man, it's going to be a fun series. I actually think Cade goes off for a big one. Man, Cade's a superstar.
Yeah, he absolutely is a superstar in the making. We
Yeah.
shall see how that one goes. All right. The other NBA playoffs right in the thick of things.
Yep.
We had also NFL minicamp, rookie minicamps taking place. Fernando Mendoza, the number 1 overall pick, has looked good in camp. It'll be interesting to see. Can he press? Hold on. Look at his grip there.
Oh, wow, that's interesting. You think they're doing like just get it out quick drill?
That just threw me for a
Wow,
loop
look at
because
you, dude.
I just noticed like his fingers are not on the laces.
That's
which
incredible.
Maybe they are. I don't know. Some guys kind of
they're
goof
not.
around a little
No,
bit.
they're not.
No. I was saying maybe they're doing a drill.
Oh, I see. Yes.
You know, I mean, that to me, I mean, I can throw it without the laces, but
Yeah.
I always felt way better with the laces. That's unique. I'll have to start looking for that one. I want to find out the background behind that one.
That's a
All
great
right?
catch.
I just saw that. Looked kind of surprising. What was not surprising was how Fernando Mendoza has handled the media. Now, he was asked a question, and I do wonder if this was a gotcha moment, because the press, a lot of football press, they don't like President Trump, right? It's just kind of well known that the liberal, even the sports media don't love Trump.
Yeah.
And I think this wasn't a gotcha question. I think they were trying to say, ooh, let's see if we can tell him he's not going to go to the White House.
Yeah.
And they asked him about it, and here is his answer.
The trip to the White House, I think 11th, May later this month. Are you able to make that trip? Are you planning on going there?
I believe May 11th is the first day of OTAs. If I'm not mistaken, I have the calendar. However, you know, I mean, I don't have the calendar. Sorry. Well, maybe I do. I'm sorry. I gotta check Teamworks. If it is on the first day of OTAs, like I said, I'm on the bottom of the totem pole here. I gotta prove myself. I can't miss practice. I don't know anything official. I don't have the calendar, but I just wouldn't, as a rookie, I don't think that's a good look. And I want to, you know, try to best serve my teammates. And I don't know if that'd be accomplishing that goal, because it's, you know, although it'd be, you know, yeah.
He was going to say, although it'd be a great honor to go to the White House. I think he was going to say that, but he kind of caught himself. But I love checking the ego at the door, because it really doesn't matter if you're the number 1 overall pick or you're Mr. Irrelevant. When you walk into the locker room, all those veterans don't care.
Yeah.
They don't care where you were drafted, what your rookie contract is. They just want to see somebody who checks the ego at the door and says, you know what? I have to earn everything at this new job. And if you have that mindset, you will win over a locker room so fast by saying, I want to work. I want to earn everything that I keep. And that's what Mendoza's doing, which should not be surprising at all. He's been phenomenal with the media throughout the whole process. I think this is the least surprising thing ever to see him knock that question out of the park.
Yeah, unbelievable answer. You hit it right on the head. You win over the locker room first, and is that not music to the ears of the fan base?
Oh.
Like, the fan base has to love that. Think about the last time they drafted a guy in that position. They were sending the last guy, quarterback number 1 overall, they're sending him home with DVDs, asking him the next day about what he saw, and he's giving you these nonsense answers. And they said, we sent you home with blank DVDs. If you guys aren't aware of that story, look into it. But yeah, I mean, a complete 180. And look, that's what I want. He's got like a little geek to him, which is cool. Like, he's real bashful and like, you know, I'm not sure if I have the calendar. Maybe I do. I'm sorry. He's giggling, and I'm like, that's the perfect quarterback for Vegas. Because I was talking about this with some people lately. Think about what a guy like Johnny Manziel for the Las Vegas Raiders would have done.
Oh.
Like, is there not a more perfect quarterback for the Raiders to kind of keep football than this kid?
Yep.
You need a guy like that, right?
Absolutely. He is, and he's got the perfect mentor in Kirk Cousins, because Kirk is kind of a, you know, nerdy guy who has a family man, doesn't really go out and party with the guys, and yet his teammates love him. They're putting the chains on him after wins when he was in Minnesota. Like, he just, again, it kind of goes to, as long as you're authentic, as long as you're real to yourself, your teammates will respect whatever, you know, religion you practice, whatever politics you practice, whatever style you like. If you're a nerd, if you're cool, if you're super, like, they don't care. In the locker room, it is the ultimate meritocracy. What do you do when it comes time to ball out on Sunday? And if you go out there and take care of your business, and you prepare like a pro, you'll earn the respect of your locker room. All the stuff is irrelevant.
I think a lot of people outside of the actual sport and the locker room don't understand that. And they think when you hear you say something like that, like, they just can't, with the world being the way it is, understand that there's still a place where, like, I'm a barely 6 foot little white kid from New York, and if I bust my butt in practice, then like that brother from there and that kid from there, it's like
they love you.
We don't see it anymore. It's like we're just homies pulling in the same direction for the same goal. And I think that's
the
something
difference.
that people don't understand.
Well, I think they don't understand because there is one common goal. Everybody wants to win.
Right.
Like, and you want to win the Super Bowl. You want to win your division. You want to win the conference. You want to win the Super Bowl. In our country, I don't think we can get on the same page with what's our goal.
Great point.
You know, some people
point.
just want the president out of office.
That's a great
Others just want certain wars to end. Others want certain laws enacted. Nobody can agree on the common goal, which should be, how do we make our country as great as we can?
Yeah.
Like, how can we uplift each other as much as we can? But we can't agree on that. So that's, I think, why we don't have a common goal.
Hey,
you know?
The world is so volatile. I'm going to tell you how volatile the world is right now. So I was up in Boca Raton 2 days ago.
Uh-oh.
I had to pay $6.69 for gas at one station, and I put it up. I just put a post up, like in passing, like, and on Twitter you never know, like some posts you put up,
boy.
you think it might just be like a fart in the wind, it's gone,
Right.
And bro, I put this post up, I got
Whose
heat
fault
from
was it?
everywhere.
Absolutely.
Dude, were you saying this when Biden was president? Like,
Right.
I'm like, bro, this wasn't a thing like that. It's just like I just paid $6 for
Right.
gas, bro. Like, what
It
do we do?
hurts.
But you don't. It doesn't matter. Like the way the world is right now, man. They look for anything to just light that spark, and then it's
So,
off to the races.
I know gas prices are something that everybody's talking about. I think $5.9. I haven't seen $6. I think $5.29 might have been the most I saw up in
Glades
Delray.
Road, guys. Do you
Stay away
come on,
from it.
Fix it.
I need to get Gas Buddy. That thing that tells you the cheapest gas station. But I went to Whole Foods yesterday. My daughter was feeling under the weather. She said, "Dad, I need some orange juice." So I go to, and my wife wants me to get like organic. She doesn't want from concentrate.
Sure.
So I'm looking at these.
Good wife, good mommy.
So a gallon of orange juice was $19 for like the big jug of orange juice. Now that was like fresh squeezed or whatever. So then I go look, and there's one like right under that was $14.99.
Is that what it goes for these days?
Then I finally found from concentrate. I'm like, screw this. I'm getting concentrate. Like that's what I drank growing up. It's just the good old Tropicana. That was like $9.80. It was still expensive.
Is there like some orange famine that I'm not aware of right now?
I don't
like,
know.
What is happening?
Everything is expensive. Everything is expensive.
That is
It is
crazy.
off the charts.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's a
It's pretty bad.
a lot for OJ. I hope the little one's feeling better.
Yes, but Fernando Mendoza doing the job and looking the part so far.
Did a great job with
We got to get a little Diana Rossini update. Rossini Vrabel minute here. We won't spend too much time on it, but here's where I am with this one because I did see, there's talks. It's when's she going to break her silence? Because we haven't really heard her. She's just denied things. And then we've heard Vrabel. He told his side and was like pretty much like, "Hey, I'm getting my money." Yeah,
It happened.
I screwed up.
Yeah.
And so she's been awful quiet. I saw that Stugatz from Le Batard said, "Hey, there's a job here if you want it." I'm sure there will be one at Barstool. I'm sure there'll be one a couple other places for her.
Sure.
The only thing that I wanted to hit on this, and I'm curious to know where you want to go with this. Eventually, who knows? If she talks, maybe she will, maybe she won't. But I look at it from the Vrabel side.
Mm-hmm.
I thought there was 3% chance that he wouldn't be the coach of the Patriots because of this, because of the scandal.
Sure.
He just made it to the Super Bowl.
Uh-huh.
I feel way closer to 50-50 or 55-45, leaning to maybe he's not the coach of the Patriots.
Yeah.
Because it's just gotten, it's like the story that never dies. You still hear all these things come out. Then I see him at the airport, and TMZ's following him at the airport. He's in Salt Lake City. He's buying a gift, and they're clicking photos away. He's getting asked about it all the time. They're starting to ask Robert Kraft about it. And when I see him, I don't want to say broken man, but you can tell like it has impacted him
for sure.
And like I think he's always been somebody that's fun loving and has commanded a room, and the locker room looks up to him, and he's able to do that. I think he desperately needs to start the season like now so you can just get games to talk about so it's not the offseason. I think that was my main takeaway. Over the last week, 7 to 10 days, I am not so confident that Mike Vrabel is untouchable as the Patriots head coach.
Yeah, because we've seen stories and they sort of, like any story, they go away eventually.
Right.
This one, like every week, it's almost like it's like a plotted effort to release a new layer of this thing, a new layer. It's a new photo from a little longer ago, right? It's a story that we may have overlooked at some point. It's a Spotify playlist. It's a tweet from Rossini, and it just cannot go away. The most interesting thing that I got from this is they were talking about, and I think they're 100% spot on, if Diana Rossini decides to speak and when Diana Rossini decides to speak. Because let's say she waits till a preseason week 3 and going into opening night decides, I'm going to drop the bombshell of all bombshells and I'm going to let everything go. How on earth do you focus as the Patriots? And look, this is one thing I'm going to tell you guys, and you may not like this. Danny can co-sign for this probably way better than me. These grown men don't care who their head coach is messing with. They can consciously understand that it's probably not the right thing to do to mess around with another. Obviously, they understand that. it is not hindering or distracting. They don't care at all. And am I fair to say that?
Absolutely.
These guys want to win, and
Right.
that's it. Because that's how you put food on your table, and that's how you stay in this league with wins. And I think that is something that people don't understand. But I do think once you start to smear dirt on the franchise's name or the shield, that's when the league steps in and says, all right, we got to put the kibosh on this thing.
Right. I also think there has been an unofficial embargo on the topic.
Yeah, what's up with that? Why
I think
is
it
that?
goes back to the shield.
Yeah.
The NFL is very powerful, and they have partnerships with all these companies and media.
Okay.
I think there has been, and I have no intel on this, I would venture to guess there's been some email, stay away from this.
Yeah, I haven't been able to understand that because I'm like, it's only getting coverage on social media. Nobody's talking about it. And
Well,
I couldn't
so
figure
that
why.
should tell you all you need to know
Yeah.
right there. Just kind of
Interesting.
stay away from this because they realize, I mean, the NFL is always about protecting the shield, right? You want to put the NFL in the best light possible.
Definitely.
What is this? Only negative. This is only negativity.
Yeah.
To one of their head coaches, there's only 32 head coaches
Yeah.
of one of the most prominent franchises. They do not want people discussing
Yeah,
this.
and there's other layers
And I
here,
understand that too. And they have the
100%.
power. Like you could try to do this in a lot of different worlds and like different businesses, and people wouldn't listen to it.
Yeah.
I think that's absolutely why it's been so quiet.
And there's a couple of things still going on there that makes this thing so much more complicated. Is you remember the owner of the Patriots has a little bit of baggage from the old days, right?
Right.
So what kind of hypocrite does he look like if he jumped ship on his coach?
Another reason they don't want you talking about it.
Right. And 100%.
Right.
And as you said before, he's always been like a fun-loving, straight to the point. Like I always I likened him and his style with like Dan Campbell. Like these are man's men. You knew exactly what they were about. They're legit. They're real. And now, like, I mean, that completely blows that out of the water, right? Like
Right.
how do you look at him the same? Like again, he's a phenomenal football coach. They're gonna win games with him if he's there and he's focused. But it does kind of like break that mold. Like he's that shield or whatever it is, you know?
We will see what happens
Yeah.
about it. But that was the only update I had. Is I'm a little bit more worried about Vrabel's future.
Question. Two things. Is Josh McDaniels still on the staff?
Yeah, he's offensive coordinator.
Does that make it easier for them to make a change?
It could.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely could. And that's where I wonder, like, because I'm almost to the point now, I'm like, I wonder if he gets to the season. I mean, he did miss the third day of the draft, which is unprecedented. What if his wife says, hey, we need to work on this, so much so that you need to take the fall off?
Oh, gosh.
And, like, I don't think she would do that, but if she does, he'd probably have to, if he wants to save his marriage,
Yeah.
he might have to say, yeah, all right, I'll
Yeah.
take the fall off. You know, I'll
Absolutely.
take the season off.
And the crazy thing, I mean, we've seen it before. We saw it happen with Ime Udoka in the NBA.
Yeah.
Like, he'll sit for a year if he has to sit for a year, and he's going to get a head coaching job in a year or two.
Right.
So-
Oh, yeah. People would be lined up for Vrabel in a year.
So
if
it
he did.
sucks. I mean,
Yeah.
it's probably a weird double standard, but
Yep.
the story that keeps on giving.
Yep.
So here we go.
Last year, it was Shedeur Sanders who was a focal point of a lot of conversations, right? His draft, I mean, a year ago at the draft, it's like, oh my gosh, why did he drop? Well, Shiloh, his brother, is in the news now. Mary Kay Cabot, she's probably one of the better known, absolutely female reporters that covers an NFL team. And she might be just one of the better known, and her name's kind of unique, Mary Kay Cabot. I don't know if it sticks in people's minds, but she's been covering the Browns for a long time. She's pretty well respected. She said, here, she had a comment, said, I think they should declare Deshaun Watson, QB1 ASAP and let the first team offense start to cook. There's no time to waste. I've kind of heard this. She's put this on Cleveland.com. I don't think it's that crazy of opinion. I know she's a reporter. I can't tell. It's one thing that's a little bit blurry. It's her opinion they should put into Deshaun Watson? Is she hearing that? It's a little bit confusing. We blur that line sometimes, but nonetheless, Shiloh, Shedeur's brother, did not love that.
Nope.
He said, go make a sandwich, Mary.
Yes, he did.
Boy, I tell you what, it is 2026. If I said something like that, I would probably get fired from
Yeah, that's probably true.
maybe one and probably both of my jobs. Now, he's in a unique position, and I think it's tasteless anyway. Like, I'm not defending the comment, but it is 2026. Like, you have to be aware of what you look like. You look like a male chauvinist pig
You do that.
when you
Yes,
make
you
a
do.
comment like that. Well, let's hear what Shiloh had to say because he addressed some of this.
And this is to Mary Kay. If you're gonna be a reporter and report facts. Whenever you have your opinion, and your opinion is always something hateful to Shedeur, then it makes it seem like it's something weird, like it's an agenda that you have going on. And there's plenty of women in this field that take this serious and take reporting football serious and actually do homework and study the game and get the statistics right and get the news right. But with you, is so much emotion that I don't want you to make women look bad when it comes to reporting, because you don't have the will to actually want to report real things that are going on. So it don't even make sense. You want to go talk about this and that in minicamp, they don't even have all the receivers. How you going to say, oh, this?
All right, so there you go. There's Shiloh. They're talking to Mary Kay directly. So, again, I kind of reference, I don't know if she's reporting that or she's making her opinion. She's pretty connected, but I think that line has been blurred by a lot of media members. I think even reporters now, they offer their opinion whether we like it or not.
Yeah, definitely. Well, one thing Shiloh made it seem like, and I don't know, you may have a better grasp on, do they have like a history, maybe Mary Kay and Shedeur? Because he made it seem like she always does this or blah 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 blah. And I don't know if maybe there's been like an ongoing thing.
As somebody who has been on the wrong side of the Sanders family,
yeah, they
feel like if you say anything that's contradictory to them, or that maybe there's a quarterback race, or you don't think, they feel slighted a lot.
Okay.
And they're very outspoken. So I'll meet some people and they'll be like, I can't, and 5 years later, somebody like, I can't believe you said this about this. I'm like, I forget that even took place. And they would have waited. The Sanders family doesn't wait. Like they have cameras in front of them all the time.
Yeah.
If they're going to call you out,
if
you say something critical of them. Dion leads the charge too, right?
Yeah.
So I think that's just, I think she's probably been more opinionated about Shedeur, where he was drafted, when he should have been starting, and when they went with Dylan Gabriel, maybe she said that was a good move. I don't know. I don't know the background, but I know that the Sanders family can feel very slighted easily.
Yeah, well, the other thing I took from this was the way it started, I said to myself, oh, someone told him to do this. Like someone made it clear, like, this is how this comes off, exactly like you just said. You're coming off like a chauvinist.
But he didn't apologize.
Well, he started off like he was going to do the right, and then he kind of like veered left, where he didn't talk about like, if this is what he should have said, what some reporters do, and he said like, I don't know what other women reporters do. And it's like immediately he brought it back to, gender, and that's probably not the move again. Like, I don't know. I just got the sense that someone kind of put him up to that. I don't know how genuine that was. And I don't know how wrong she is. I don't know. I don't think Shedeur really lit it up last year. And they're paying Deshaun Watson a ton of money, right?
Right.
So it's like...
I think there's going to be a quarterback competition. I wouldn't be surprised if Deshaun Watson wins it. I've heard other reports that said he might be in the lead. That's not surprising to me.
Right.
So we'll see how it plays out.
Sure.
But if you say that, you better watch out for the Sanders family. Mary Kay Cabot did go on the radio there in Cleveland and addressed those comments from Shiloh.
How do you respond to a family member taking issue with your report and throwing out insults like that?
Well, let me just say about that I really do believe that I have been an inspiration for lots of women and young girls to know that you can go out there and do a good job in a man's world, and take on all of that comes with that, and I know that there are so many women who have joined the football world, especially because of some of the things that I've been able to do over the years, and I'm happy about that, and I know that will continue. Now we've got women in playing flag football all over the place, and I'm just happy that I have been able to help set the tone and open some doors in that way. And I know that will continue. And that's just how I feel about that.
So she really didn't address Shiloh at all. She just took the high road and said, look, I'm in a great place. Like, women are in a great place.
Yeah.
Which is great. And she's right.
Very safe. Yeah.
She's absolutely right. So I thought that was pretty smart for her not to get into war of words.
Totally.
Not to take shots at him. It's probably classy, take the high road type of move there from Mary Kay Cabot. We'll see. I'm sure that quarterback race will be something that we discuss on here quite a bit as we get closer to the season. Something else I'm passionate about, and I've been telling you about this. You haven't experienced it yet, but you will.
I won't experience that. I can assure you right now.
Well, it depends on what sports your lovely daughter ends up participating in. But if it's many major sports, you might be looking at this. So there was an article up there from More Perfect Union. I saw this over the weekend, And it said youth sports is now costing parents as much as $25,000 a year. And then it attributes it to private equity and corporations that are turning a childhood pastime into something only the wealthy can afford. Youth sports become a $40 billion industry, but the steep cost that's crushing American families. I will co-sign on this one as somebody who's experienced it firsthand. Youth sports have been ruined by the almighty dollar and the search to make money off of the kids playing it. When I grew up, it used to be you played sports and you were coached by people who wanted to cultivate your skills. They wanted to cultivate you as a young person. They wanted to turn you into a competitor, and they wanted you to have fun. Now, when you are a young athlete, you are looked at as a dollar sign. How much money can I make off of you and your parents? How many tournaments can I get you to sign up for? How many stay-and-play hotels can we get you to sign up for? How many privates can we get out there? And how many days of a 365-day-a-year calendar can we get you to participate in our sport? Because guess what? We're going to charge you every single day to do it. It has ruined the youth culture that is out there, and it concerns me because I think a lot of people are burned out, stressed out, and most importantly, you think I'm talking about the parents because they're the ones writing the checks and spending the hard-earned cash. The kids, the athletes themselves are feeling it the most. You can tell kids are not having as much fun playing sports than they used to because they're thinking, oh my gosh, my parents been talking about how much we're spending to play in this team and how much my equipment costs. And that, whether the parents say it or not, the kids feel it. And so it gets stressed out kids who are burned out, who are trying to go as hard as they can, trying to please their parents, trying to get that scholarship. It is not a healthy environment we're in right now.
It's interesting, man, because I can only go off of what you're saying. I think about my time in travel sports growing up and youth sports growing up. I mean, so many positives. It was probably the most time and like the best time I spent with my pop every weekend, right? I got to see the country through sport. I made friends and memories for a lifetime through sport. It kept me from being home doing stupid stuff and getting in trouble. So, I mean, I don't know how much of that has changed. So I guess that's one thing, man. I've spent a lot of time in the facility with the athletes, so I'm not out on the field as much as you are, for sure. Do you feel like a lot of your daughters and her teammates are like, do you think that's a product of today's culture or like?
Yes.
Yes.
I think it's all of it. Now, granted, we've had some great moments, right? We've had great trips.
Yeah.
We're pretty blessed to be able to afford them. Like, it hasn't like I've had to take out a loan or get an extra job or, I've really struggled to make this happen. But I'm in a pretty rare situation. I've been blessed to be able to afford those opportunities.
Yeah.
Some of my daughter's teammates, not so much.
Okay.
Some of my daughter's teammates, the parents couldn't travel to go watch them because it was too expensive.
Yeah, that's definitely
or
a problem.
they would ask, hey, can my daughter stay with you guys in your hotel because we can't afford a room?
Yeah.
And I'm more than happy to help out there. But that, how much that pains me to see that parent not be able to do that? Yeah. That really loves their kid and wants to provide them with the best opportunities. That's not healthy.
Yeah, that's 100% true.
So when you said you got to travel the country, how far did you go? Like, where did you?
I mean, I played in baseball tournaments in Arizona.
Oh, that's great.
I was all over the country.
Yeah.
Like I was playing pretty
how
high-level
many
baseball.
How many times?
My dad couldn't go to that one though.
Right.
Because of that reason.
Right.
And that was 20 years ago.
Right.
So yeah, I absolutely understand that. I'll tell you one thing that I think a lot of places are doing a better job of is streaming stuff now, right? But is that something you have to pay for as well? With a lot of these
my
things?
goodness.
You're paying for streaming.
Oh my gosh. So I want to call somebody out by brand.
But we're not going to do that.
Because there's a bunch of them.
Okay, tell me.
But you realize, so one tournament, my wife, it was in Orlando. It was a short drive, but I wanted to watch, this was probably a couple years ago.
Sure.
And I wanted to watch my daughter's game. You can stream it live, which is great.
Yeah.
Do you want to guess how much it costs to stream the games that weekend?
You're not paying like $5 to stream a single game. You're going to pay for a package that's probably like, could it be more than $19.95? Is it way more than that?
It was $300
to stream a weekend's worth of
stream
games?
It because you couldn't buy just that weekend.
Yeah,
you had to buy a package, which was for the whole year.
Yeah,
and it was definitely a racket that they know you want to get. It drives me nuts. They have to pay to go watch your kid play. Like we already spent the money to join the league.
Yeah.
We already paid a hotel that we had to stay in because we're contributing to the local economy.
Yeah.
And then we got to pay $20 a day.
Yeah.
Maybe $25 a day.
That's
like
brutal.
It gets to be like an extra 100, but it's all right there. There's one right there. So that's, you just get your monthly subscription. That's a different one. That wasn't the one. That's cheaper. I would have probably done it for $29.99 a month. And those, I don't even know if you can cancel. Like you're probably locked in for a year.
Yeah.
That you want to go do that. That's just one of them.
Yeah, it's tough, man.
That it's a big business. Everybody sees dollar. Everywhere you turn, people see opportunity, and it's the youth sports that are the customers. They're the ones that are spending their hard-earned dollar, and I don't know if they're getting the return. I had a discussion with my wife about this because when they got into sports, my wife was like, I really want them to get a scholarship.
Yeah.
I said, no. Stop that right there. That would be that'd be a goal, but that's not why.
Right.
They're playing to develop character, to learn how to deal with adversity, how to participate with a team, how to, and most importantly, how to have fun.
Right.
If they get a scholarship, that is a great outcome.
Yeah.
But that is not why we are participating in sports. You mentioned staying out of trouble. Yeah. I want them to be busy. So I've signed them up for a lot of these sports because I don't want them to go out there and get into trouble. So their schedule's been full. That's been great. Knock on wood. My kids, most part, stayed out of trouble. But it was never for a scholarship. Now, we got one, and that was huge. That was awesome. But we're not going to get one probably with my middle child, and that's great too. But she still learned the discipline, the work ethic that it takes to play sports. I just think there's so many parents, it's all about scholarship. It's all about the scholarship.
Yeah.
And if they set aside the money they're spending and they started it, because the money's going out the door since they're 10 years old.
Sure.
You get 8 years and you're putting $25,000 aside, you can go to whatever college you want and pay for it all.
Yeah, then it's a problem with it's a product of the culture, a product of the coaches, a product of everything, because unfortunately, if you do have aspirations, scholarship or not, to go play at high level university or maybe go professional, that's sort of where the recruiters are going to these big tournaments. Like, how do you go about getting discovered if you're not at these tournaments that cost this type of money and not training with these trainers that cost this type of money? So it really is. It's become like a very expensive, sort of like poisonous like cycle.
Yes.
Like, you don't jump in and play the game, you don't get in front of the right coaches. You don't get in front of the right coaches, you don't get to the right university, scholarship or no scholarship. And no one's really, and I hate to say it like this is not to demean or to put down anybody, but no one goes into sports that are at a high level saying, I want to go play at this level. They want to play at this level. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's hard, man. You want to get the eyes and get the exposure, and that all comes with dollars, man.
And you know what else I think is a byproduct of this? A couple instances we saw just over the weekend. So there were not one, but two. These are both from the last 48 hours.
Yeah.
Brawls that we saw with parents. I'm not going to say fans, because these are parents getting into it with umpires. I mentioned the stress that is out there. And oh boy, if you blow a call, you better watch out. There's one, I believe this is the one from Starkville, Mississippi. Gets ugly. I mean, there's a bunch of parents on the field. Why are you all in the field in the first place? And then it's just an all-out brawl. I mean, you can hear the moms, player walking away in disbelief. What's happening?
Oh man, more of them.
Yeah. Well, they're trying to get the guy off the umpire. Just absolutely embarrassing. These are a bunch of 14-year-olds, by the way. Not that it makes it any better at 16, 17, or 18.
Yeah.
But that's still young.
And not like they're always great, the umpires. Like some of them do have a bit of an ego.
Because they're making 10. But speaking of, maybe they should be making more money because they're making $10 an hour to get yelled at by all these idiot parents.
And what I'm thinking is, like, from my experience, I don't know how much it's changed. It used to be like a 65-year-old guy who's retired and just wants to be around the game.
Or a 16-year-old kid.
Or
that was kind of the, was run the gamut. It was like some kid in high school just trying to make a buck, or the old retired guy.
Exactly. That's exactly what
so
it was.
this one's even worse because this is 11-year-olds. This is 11-year-olds. Now, you see 3-0 count. I think there's another ball that happens, and then the coach comes out, and another fight with the kids watching. Like, what kind of example are we setting there for our youth that are out there?
No, it's brutal. I mean,
absolutely brutal. Here comes the coach. He's yelling at him. He's cursing. You suck. Whatever. He gets tossed from the game, and he's like, oh, yeah, I'll get in your, gets in his face, and before you know it, throws a couple blows.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, just a couple haymakers
look at
there.
that white head of hair.
Yeah.
That's an old man.
Right. It is an older man.
It's
an older man. It's an umpire. Like, that's the other thing. Like, it should be a cardinal rule. Like, you shouldn't punch somebody 20 years your senior.
Seriously.
Out there. The umpire saying call 911. I think that parent, that coach, and I think the other one in the other video, if you instigate a fight with an umpire, you should be banned for life.
Yeah. Well,
for attending the games. Not from coaching, from attending the games. And If they press charges here, I am 100% on board.
Yeah, I'm right there with you.
Throw the book at them.
Are
this
they
is
not
asinine behavior?
I mean, that's the only acceptable response, right? Is to not let these knuckleheads back to the field because they can't control themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah, that can happen anytime. I mean, I remember 100 bad calls. I don't know what it is, man. I just don't. I don't know if it's that we didn't see it back in the old days, or like when I was growing up, my dad would get pissed.
Yeah.
But in no world would he go to the other side of the fence and swing on an ump. And I mean, I'd be mortified, and he would know, like, I wouldn't do that to my kid, you know?
I'm telling you, the emotion, and guess this is streaming, and guarantee this is a travel ball team.
You think
you
that
know,
comes?
absolutely a game changer
Let's
league,
say you think that
whatever
comes
this
with
is.
the $300 package?
Yeah, well, see that dad probably had to pay $300 to stream it for his wife back home, and he's upset. He's angry already. He's on tilt. And now
Guarantee
he's
you
like,
X amount of brawls
Yes.
a weekend?
Yes.
Holy
I
cow,
think
that is
so.
crazy.
Absolutely brutal.
That's
All
too
right,
much.
you know who's fighting for real and actually can fight?
It's a great transition.
Right?
dude.
See how I did that? The UFC this weekend. We
Yeah.
got another pretty good card there.
Yes.
Talk to me about the card. Why am I tuning in?
Well, why I think most of us are tuning in, it's UFC 328. All right, and that main event is going to be a doozy. It's Khamzat Chimaev, who's one of the greatest pound-for-pound fighters in the world. Sean Strickland, a former champion, and the bad blood in this one runs deep. So it's like they're talking about things. If you know Sean Strickland a little bit, you know that Sean Strickland is not shy.
No.
He will say whatever's on his mind, and he will make stuff up to be on his mind just to kind of poke and prod at, I would say, at opponents or anybody he's trying to get under their skin. He said things the likes of relations with farm animals for Khamzat. He's talked about shooting Khamzat. And Khamzat's kind of got like that eerie, creepy, like silence about him where like he gives you one of those smiles and you're like, oh, dude, Khamzat would kill everybody here. And I think he's capable. So it kind of gives me like Conor Khabib vibes. If you remember how that one went, they started talking religion, started talking family. It got really dark where dollies were being thrown through bus windows.
Yeah.
And there's like this real creepy. I mean, Khabib has this clip where he's just like eyeing the camera with like this stare. And he's like, just send me your location. We don't have to do this in the cave. We can do this anywhere, a street. And you get like, oh, dude, this guy's so serious. He will end the life right now.
Right.
And it wound up where fight was over. He dominated. He throws his and Khabib, if you're familiar, Khabib respects the sport.
Yeah.
He is a very, I wouldn't say docile, but he's very like respectful. He's not one to really explode. He hopped the cage and went
ready to kill him.
berserk in the crowd.
Yeah.
So it's like this one could be dangerous to the point where they're saying like they may, and they did the presser beforehand, but they were very worried about getting these guys in the same room with each other prior, thinking that them and their crews are just gonna like pop off at any moment. So yeah, I mean the rest of the card is cool. Another championship fight there, but I mean if you're gonna tune in this weekend, that's the one you're tuning in for, and it can be a banger.
I love it. I want to check it out for sure. All right, before we do reactions to finish out the show, we got to rip some packs.
Danny, I'm feeling good right now.
Ooh,
We're
like
going
the
optic
optimism.
footballs today, guys. So
like
if you're
the
familiar with
optimism.
optic football, you know that we are chasing two case hits. We're chasing two big cards here, uptowns and downtowns. And I've had the great privilege one time in my life of pulling a downtown out of a pack and one time of pulling an uptown. And I, more than anything, Danny, want you to have that privilege, my boy.
I would love to have that.
So let's
privilege
do
as
it.
well,
Let's
because
do it.
You've had one. I've had none.
I know.
That's what I have had.
I know, man.
So I am ready to give this baby a whirl, and we'll see if I can pull my first. And you know what else I've been doing? I've been watching videos. So I totally get why you do the reveal the way that you do. You know, so you kind of do a little.
Because in a pack like this,
Oh,
like you
boy.
know there's X amount of cards that aren't going to be crap.
Right.
The good stuff is either in the mid, like towards the end of the middle.
Ooh.
You got something? Ooh.
All right.
Ooh.
So I think I know what it is. I think I have one of these.
Okay.
But so let's see. We'll do it like they go like this, right? You go.
Yeah, something like that.
Oh, a little My House. Not
You know who it
bad.
is, though. You know who it is, though.
Oh, there we go.
That's a great one. Guys in the
Little
back.
Jackson
Guys
Dart.
in the back. Feel free to comp that thing for us while we're on air. That's a Donruss Optic 2026 My House Jackson Dart. That's a beast right
That
there.
is
That one
right
could be
there,
worth
huh?
a couple bucks.
There we go.
There you go. That's a beautiful.
How about that?
That's a great card.
I see how I did that. A little
I did.
slow
It was
reveal
perfect.
right there.
See, now as you
Two-
really
two
become a
out well.
veteran of the game,
Yeah.
you'll find a way to get that back here. Like you'll be a magician. You
Wait,
want
wait,
that to be
wait,
the-
wait.
So what you would have done?
Wait, now wait. There's no way I could have done that.
No.
Oh,
you take the card in front of it and you put it in the back. And make that the last one we pull.
I see
Yeah,
what
we
you're
call it
doing.
sweat. It's
Oh,
sweat.
I could have done
Make
that.
them sweat. It's
so
all
now
good.
it's
Now
like
you know.
now it's like a downer.
Yeah,
You know,
the rest
all
of the- compared to
'cause
that
there's
one,
no way we're
yeah.
gonna get anything else
Yeah.
like that in this thing.
Yeah, that's the one.
John Elway, Christian Kirk,
Okay.
Jacoby Myers, Jordan
They
Addison,
call him the law firm.
Marquise Brown.
The law
Lions
firm of
Ward,
Jacoby and Myers.
Josh Allen.
There it is. All right.
All right.
That's good. Hey, 1 for 1. I'll take
Heck
that.
yeah.
We'll take that one.
Love it.
All right. Next one's up. Come on, baby. Let me see a little.
Where can I buy these bad boys?
I got these from Dick's Sporting Goods.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
All right.
So, like, I have something second, so I'm going to go ahead and do this. Just going to throw that in the back.
Oh, good call.
Going to make that the last thing we open. So,
Nice.
Charles Woodson, the Hall of Famer, stud. CJ, you got to have a bounce back year. Mark Brunell. We got Cameron Jordan. Is Cam Jordan playing still? Or is he done? Did
I
he
think
retire?
he's up in the air, but
He is still good.
Yeah.
Edge. Shout out to Edge. Jalen Ramsey, stud. TJ Watt. St. Thomas Aquinas, right down the road.
Yeah.
Shout out to St. Thomas. Cam Chancellor, Legion of Boom. Used to knock heads off shoulders. Eric Dickerson, another good one. We got Brian Thomas Jr. He's due for a bounce back year. We got Jalen Noel. And ladies and gents, we have us. Hey, we got his running mate. How about Scattaboo?
That was good too.
How about a lighted up Scattaboo? Nice.
That
Love
is
to see
awesome.
that.
That
Love
is
to see
great.
that. We'll tag Scattaboo in this after. We follow each other on Twitter. We'll see if we can get him to repost that.
All right.
We got a
so
Jackson Dart and a
I
Scattaboo.
just pulled it up, the little comp.
Okay.
So $10 as it is this one. If it was numbered, which I see a 2 of 55, it'd be worth 350.
Hey,
So,
okay.
well, $13, you know.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well, go have a big year for us, Jack. We'll come back
$17.
Hey,
There we
you know
go.
what?
We could increase that value.
Okay. We got to get it graded too if it's that good, but that one's probably not worth it.
No, if it was
I
one
wonder how
of the
is
numbers.
Scattaboo, could it be numbered?
I know. Make sure.
Scattaboo is not.
Because didn't we rip one a while ago and we didn't realize?
Well, you ripped a Kelsey a couple of weeks ago, or maybe last
Oh.
week, and I saw that same Kelsey with a number like snuck in there, and that thing was like wound up being like a $4,000 card.
Okay, so I got a little bit of green.
Okay. They have green. See the the green rate parallels.
Yep.
Green velocity parallels. It
Christian
could be one of those.
McCaffrey,
Okay.
Jordan Love, DeAndre Swift, Donovan McNabb.
That's pretty
throwback,
cool. Oh, Diamond Man with the
Josh
Redskins. That was about a
Jacobs.
15-minute stint he had there, right?
Emmett Smith, Devontae,
That's a good.
Torrey Holt. There's a throwback.
Torrey Holt on the
Russell Wilson. We just talked about him.
Torrey Holt Jaguars. Torrey Holt.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Russell Wilson looking felt there. Not so much now. Alvin Kamara. And then I have a bunch of Isaac Teslas.
Yeah, he's a. Oh, there's the one.
Nick
oh,
Emanwari?
Emanwari's good.
I have this
Stud
card
player
already.
I pulled that card
Overrated rookie.
autographed, actually. I have that one
Really?
autographed, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
His-
Emanwari's a stud.
yeah,
Stud player.
absolutely.
All right,
Super
cool.
Bowl champ.
All right, last but not least. Did he go to Wisconsin? Or I made that up.
South Carolina.
South Carolina, you're right. Good call. All right. Last but not least, guys, can we pull an uptown, a downtown?
Come on.
Anything. Anything
Give
with
it
a
to
city
me.
behind it. We got another green parallel.
So you know right away, right?
Yeah. All right, Hall of Famer Derrick Henry, another Cam Jordan. Keenan Allen, super underrated. Trevor Lawrence, Kyron Williams, Ozzie Newsome. I know him as a general manager, but some may know him as a Brown. Do you know him as a Brown or a general manager for the Ravens?
Oh, I knew him as a
player?
general manager.
Yeah, me too.
I ain't that old.
Micah Parsons in Green Bay, Khalil Shakir, Brock Bowers, Derek Harmon, and how about this is one that I've been chasing. It's Mitchell Evans
Ooh.
on the Raiders.
yeah, that was worth the big bucks. Worth the big bucks.
Man.
I'm gonna do it. I've been making some money on the golf course a little bit. I've got a little extra cash. I'm gonna get the hobby box.
Oh, you know what, man? Say how much, and I'll throw you a little bread. We'll get that one. We'll work that one out.
All right, let's finish it out with some reactions. What do you got for us there, Malik? What do we got? Oh, this is great. Oh.
The little bro ruined the moment.
Yeah, he
Threw it
did.
back. Little bro.
I mean, that is
Are
agony.
you kidding me?
I'm going to tell you something.
no.
I have a different spin on this. I think the little bro is like innocent and cute. I think Big Bro's the villain here.
Bratty?
Big Bro's the
Bratty?
villain here. Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't carry on like that, Big Bro.
Seriously, that is a dad moment. You
And you make little man feel like like he feels
He
that
does
big right
feel
now.
that big right
Yeah.
now. He feels so bad. Yeah, that's a good teaching moment for the parent.
Yeah.
For the dad. You got to tell him, hey, relax a little bit, son.
Yeah, little man's having some trouble. You know, he's feeling bad about himself. You got to pick him up.
Yes. But that is a world of hurt the dad's
Yeah,
in
it's a
right
tough
there.
one.
It's going to be a long ride home.
Do you ever catch a baseball at a game when you were a kid?
I had a buddy of mine. We were at a spring training Yankees game. Sky high, like big league sky ball. Like, and we were probably in the third baseline.
Okay.
It's one of those sky high foul balls. Comes down, and we're both like looking at it. He's like where you are. We're next to each other. It comes down, bounces, and hits him right in the nose.
Yeah?
And like shatters.
How old are
like,
you?
Probably 9, 10.
Yeah, it's a
and it was
tough-
like a big leaguer. It was like a
tough
high,
pop-up.
sky
Hangs up
high
there
pop
forever.
up. Yeah. I mean, I'd never
his
forget the
nose
dude's
up?
name, Nick Gertz. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
boy.
He was busted up pretty good. So my dad was working with the team, so we took him down after, and he got a bat.
Oh, that's cool.
They gave him everything. But, yeah.
Did you ever see?
I was
the
at a
guy-
Marlins game
Okay.
and missed it by it was right behind me, and I just missed it by a millisecond.
I
Some dude
was a
grabbed it.
little kid at the Yankees game in the Bronx when they were winning all the championships. They had a guy named Cecil Fielder.
Yeah.
Cecil Fielder was Prince Fielder's pop. He had to be about 290 pounds.
yeah.
And he hit missiles.
Yeah.
And he ripped I played on the national team when I was 14. I was a decent baseball player, right? I never remember a time where I cowered and almost peed my pants over a ball coming toward me. Cecil Fielder smoked the line drive up into the first base crowd like nothing I've ever seen. I couldn't even focus on it. I ducked for cover. I was so disappointed with myself. Not that I would have caught it in any way, but that's my story. And have you ever heard of the guy? There's this guy, Zach Hampel. He's public enemy number one. He's caught something like 5,000 balls at games.
Oh, yeah.
And people hate this guy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because he comes out there with nets, and then he goes out there for batting
He
practice.
steals the
and
balls
always,
from little kids.
Yeah, he gets in the right spot.
Yeah, he's pretty hated.
Yeah, he's pretty hated. Yeah. Do it
All right.
the organic way. All right, what else we got? Little bunt attempt. Oh, did he get a bat on that? Because that's the pitch out.
Suicide squeeze?
Yeah. Oh, I
Must have
didn't
been
see
a
the runner
suicide
coming.
squeeze.
Yep. That's pretty good. Oh, here we go.
Because Cecil Fielder.
Yeah, come on, Big Pookie. Come on, Big Pookie. Hold on.
Oh, no. Come on, Pook.
You can do better than that.
Come on, Big Pook.
I love the commentary.
Oh, man. That man's lower body is in concrete. Why'd he hold up?
Run away, Big Pookie. Run, Big Pookie. Yeah, no.
Oh, no. Big Pookie went down. I hope not with an ACL.
Oh, no.
Big Pookie. That might be my favorite
I
of all
am a
time
massive
right there.
Big Pookie fan.
I'm a massive Big Pookie Parents fan.
Hopefully he's
They're
healthy.
talking about it. That is great.
Oh, man. That's great. That's a great find, guys.
Oh, no, this is a little.
I don't know this one.
This guy's trolling the dude. Yeah, he's got
squirt
a
gun?
big fight coming up. No, this is a big fight. This is a weigh-in.
Yeah, these never turn out well.
No.
Never turn
out well. And this
out well
dude's
for the
been
big one.
instigating the whole time, right? Flipping him off. Yeah, I'm going to shoot you.
Oh, boy.
This does not take long either.
I'll kill you.
Oh, yeah. Here you go. He's a. Never wanted a guy to get the crap beat out of him like this dude. Dunzo.
God. Oh, man, that was like 8 seconds.
Oh, it wasn't. Yeah, 8 seconds. I'm not one for taunting. I mean, look at this dude wearing him out.
Do you think the ref is giving him extra?
I
like
hope
before,
so.
He's like, yeah,
I
we're
hope
gonna let
so.
you wear, we're
I
gonna
mean,
let you learn
that's
before
a
we.
long time. He's letting him get a lot of
punches.
shots.
Oh yeah.
And then here you go. Bam. Right back at you, buddy. Everything he was doing, he gave right back.
That's satisfying, man.
Oh
Happy
my
about
gosh.
that.
Give him the bird too.
Yeah, I'm
Wait,
happy
he
about
flips
that
him
one.
off too. Right in his
Nice.
face.
Yeah, I'm happy about that.
Me too. Me too. You're gonna act like that?
Isn't that the rule? Growing up, weren't you always worried about
Oh
the
my
quiet
gosh,
kid?
you can't even walk out of the ring.
Yeah, that's always kind of been the rule, right? Like the guy who barks a lot, you don't really stress that guy too much. It's the guy who can kind of quietly approach you. You're like, oh, he knows something I don't, you know?
No doubt. Ooh, what do we got here? Auto-tune commentary.
Scaramucci abrió la cancha otra vez con Cabrejas, el centro al área. Le queda Scaramucci, la volea. ¡Gol! ¡Golazo del número 11 de Scaramucci para abrir el marcador con una tijera bárbara! Golazo del verde que pone el partido 1-0.
That's so good. Now, I wasn't aware. Auto-tune, so I know what it is. Like, we just heard it there. But you can use it and talk, and it doesn't, you can kind of hear a very slight auto-tune. But then when you sing, it lets you hit those different octaves.
Yeah, it beats me.
We need to do that in American television.
I'll tell you what, man. I've been wondering what T-Pain was up to, and I'm glad to see that he's found his way into broadcasting. So
I want to hear Al Michaels auto-tuned.
There's this funny
Night
comedian.
Football.
There's this funny comedian who one of his acts is he comes off the stage and into the crowd, and he'll find people and make them sing stuff with him.
Yeah.
It's actually pretty funny. He finds guys who are on
Oh,
first
I know what
dates
you're
with
talking about.
girls. Oh, it's such a great segment. Yeah,
It's
a lot
great.
of fun.
I love it. Good stuff there, Malik, in the studio there, finding us some ways to end the show. We appreciate it. Make sure you check us out. Subscribe, like the channel, leave some comments. We appreciate you guys for following at Danny Cannell.
At Mano Steel. And guys, a lot of new content coming out, a lot of stuff we've kind of been stockpiling. we wanted to make sure we had a lot for you. So once you guys get into it, we have it coming. So guys, lock in. He's got some great stuff coming out. So make sure you check it in.
See ya.